Happy Friday, everybody. It's April 24th. Today you're going to need one heavy object and a timer. As always, in the description below, there are timer app recommendations. Download one of those, make your life easier. Stay tuned for a warm-up. Today we're going to start with a warm-up, 3 rounds of shin boxes and forward folds. We're going to do 3 of those. Then we're going to do 6 overhead good mornings. I'll show you those. And then we're going to do 9 tempo air squats with a 3-second descent. And I'll show you those. So first for the shin box forward folds. All right, feet are slightly apart. Start by folding the inside of your right knee to the ground. Boom, that's a shin box. Now, you're going to fold yourself over that left foot. Nice and easy, you're just warming up. Then come back, bring that foot back, bring the left inside knee to the ground, make the shin box, fold over your right foot. Only go as far as your body's letting you. Make sure you're comfortable, able to breathe. Come back up. You're going to repeat those for 3 per side. Then you're going to roll into 6 overhead good mornings. We've done these before, but put your arms up, reach to the ceiling. Head is in neutral, in line with the arms. Push your hips back, butt back until you can't. And then come back up. What we want to be careful of is that we're not losing this midline stability. We're not curling over here. So as soon as that butt is back as far as it'll go, with the legs slightly straight, slight bend in the knee, come right back up. Overhead good mornings. 6 of those, and then we're going to do 9 tempo air squats. And with those, I'd like a 3-second descent. Go ahead and count out loud till you get the feel for a 3-second descent. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. At the very end, you're going to do 30 jumping jacks. Jumping jacks look like this. 30 of those. Once you've done 3 rounds of all of that, 30 jumping jacks, and you're warmed up, and then you're finding me back here for strength. Thanks so much. Welcome back. Hopefully you're warmed up. So for strength today, we've got a couple new movements. First one is Dumbbell Goodmornings. You've done good mornings before. This is a different way to put weight on your back for those good mornings, add a little bit of resistance. We're doing 4 sets of 12 to 15 good mornings. So that's kind of going to depend on your dumbbell, kettlebell, or heavy object weight, as you'll see in a second. You're going to rest for 30 seconds after that. This is a triple set, superset. The second movement is hollow rocks. You're going to do 20 hollow rocks. If you can't do hollow rocks, then we're going to just do hollow holds, but I'll show you that. Then you're going to rest for 30 seconds and go to Goblet Shrimp Squats, another new movement. With the shrimp squats, it's a pretty intensive movement. You're only doing 3 sets of 6 to 10 each leg. So after the 3rd time of finishing those shrimp squats, you'll go back up to the good mornings and the hollow rocks so that you do 4 sets each of those first 2 movements total. All right, let's go over these movements. So the dumbbell good mornings, depending on your weight, be careful getting this weight into position, but you're gonna need it on your back, behind your back. So curl it up, grab it carefully with both hands, and just let it rest down behind your back. And then you're going to, just like every other good morning, normal hip width stance, you're going to push the hips and butt back until you can't. All right, knees are slightly bent, keeping that midline locked and stable, and then back up. Remember, we don't want to curl our backs on these, and we're pushing the hips and butts back until we can't. keeping that midline stable the whole time, really feeling it in the hamstrings and glutes. All right, so that is, and again, be careful with the weight transition. Don't get it caught in your hoodie. All right, next movement. Again, you're doing 4 sets of 12 to 15 of those, 15 reps. Resting 30 seconds. Next movement is hollow rock. With those hollow rocks, we're going to make that bowl. Lifting the feet off the ground for that leg raise. Bringing the hands out nice and straight into that hollow position. Abs are engaged. Quads are engaged. And then you're going to rock. So the only portion touching the ground is going to be your tailbone up to mid-back there. Now, if you can't do the rock, no problem. Just do the hold. Hold it for 20, 30 seconds, challenge yourself, and then rest for 30 seconds. Okay? So that's the hollow rock, that second movement. 4 sets of 20 rocks or 4 sets of 20 to 30 second holds for those. Third one's Goblet Shrimp Squats. This is a brand new movement. With these Goblet Shrimp Squats, you're going to want a lighter weight. You can use a light kettlebell, light dumbbell if you've got it. If you have a plate, a light plate, maybe a 10-pound plate, you can use that. So really reach forward with these. And then just lean forward, try the best you can not to touch that toe, and then come up. It's really close to a pistol squat, and you don't need much weight holding out here. 5 to 10 pounds will do. Give yourself the help you need though. These are hard. So if you're only getting halfway and you have to put that toe down, you do it, okay? No shame in that. You're still getting some work out of this movement. It is a challenging movement. All right, so 3 sets of 6 to 10 of these. If it's really challenging, you're going to probably be closer to that 6 mark. Again, keep the weight out in front light. When you finish that 3rd set of these Goblet Shrimp Squats, again, that's each leg. You're going to go back up to 1 last set each of the Good Mornings and the hollow rocks. All right, have fun with these new movements. They are challenging. Don't get discouraged. Do the best you can. Press pause, and I'll see you back here for conditioning. For today's conditioning, we've got 40, 30, 20, 10 reps of the dumbbell snatch, single arm. That is total reps. So each arm counts as a rep. And then we have 20, 15, 10, and 5 of burpees. So how it'll go is you'll do 40 dumbbell snatches, then you'll do 20 burpees, then you'll do 30 dumbbell snatches, then you'll do 15 burpees, then you'll do 20 dumbbell snatches, then you'll do 10 burpees, then you'll do 10 dumbbell snatches, and then you'll do 5 burpees. All right, let's go over those 2 movements. You've probably done them before, but if they're new to you, don't worry. Here we go. So, what you're going to do for the single arm dumbbell snatch is place that dumbbell between your legs. You're going to be slightly wider than hip width stance, but not quite your squat stance. We're going to bend down, grab this object. Our midline is stable. Our hips are low enough so that we're keeping that stable midline. Our arm is fully extended. Our shoulder is forward, right around the toes, if not slightly in front of the toes. Our free hand is out for balance. We're not pressing on that opposite knee. We are out for balance. We are going to drive up. Shoulders and hips are rising at the same time until it hits the knee, and then shrugging that weight to the top. Back down. dropping that dumbbell on the ground and back up. Now, this is alternating. So it's a good time to practice switching at the top. If you're there yet, if you're close, it's a good time to practice the switching at the top, or you can switch at the bottom. I'll go over both of those. So at the top, switch, tap, switch, tap, switch, just like that. Now, if you're not there yet, no worries. Switch at the ground, okay? It's a little slower. You lose some of that concentric movement or that concentric energy, but that's okay. If that's where you're at, that's where you're at. So from the ground, boom, set it down, pick it up, boom, set it down, pick it up, boom. All right, placing it right between your legs each time, hitting all those points of form and technique. All right. So that is the dumbbell snatch, alternating dumbbell snatch. Same movement that we've done in the open. After those snatches, you're gonna have a round of burpees each time. The burpee, as you know, I got a box in the way, so I'm gonna do them facing you. Drop down into that plank position, chest to the ground, back up. That's the burpee. Now, if you not quite there, or maybe you have some shoulder issues, whatever, you can always do squat thrusts or up, down, same thing. Down to the plank, jump out, in, up. Squat thrusts, good scaling for the burpee. All right, so again, 40 dumbbell snatches, 20 burpees. 30 dumbbell snatches, 15 burpees. 20 dumbbell snatches, 10 burpees, 10 dumbbell snatches, and then 5 burpees. Remember, you're alternating on the snatches. Practice that, switching at the top. Have fun with it. And we'll see you back here for a cool down. With the world's greatest stretch, we're going to rest 30 seconds in each pose. I'm going to show you that now. So start with the world's greatest stretch, get in that plank position, then bring your right foot on the outside of that right hand. You're going to leave that left hand planted. You're going to lift that right hand up and try to bring that right elbow to the ground. That is a very strong word, try. Not everybody should be able to, so don't worry about it if you can't, but the point is you're stretching this area right here. Your hamstring, your groin area is opening up. So we're gonna hold this position for about 30 seconds. So from this position, you're gonna go into a pigeon pose. So you can leave that left arm planked and just bring that leg under. Right leg under. Lower yourself onto your elbows if you can. If you can bring your head down, great. But you're gonna hang into this pigeon pose for 30 seconds. You can kind of rock back and forth. Take deep breaths, try to stretch lower each time, but hold that position for about 30 seconds. After the pigeon, come on up into a straight leg. Hamstring stretch. Bring that toe up. If you can reach that toe, pull it toward you. And you're stretching this, holding this position for about 30 seconds. If you want to do a more dynamic release and stretch for that 30 seconds, you can. And then lastly, keeping that foot forward, you're going to work into a hip flexor stretch. Bring those hands overhead. Push them toward the ceiling and lower, feeling that stretch in the hip flexor. I'll switch sides for you just so you can see. Again, hands toward the ceiling, lower the leg, arch the back, feeling that stretch here. and hold for about 30 seconds for that pose, and then do the opposite side. Again, holding 30 seconds for each of those poses of the world's greatest stretch. All right, for that lizard pose, you're gonna get down on the ground. You're gonna have your right leg is forward, left hand on the ground. You're gonna grab that left foot with your right hand. And then you're gonna kind of ease forward, stretching that hip flexor area and that quad attachment, and just kind of leaning forward into that. Now you can gradually hold and breathe, and every time you exhale, try to stretch a little further for 30 solid seconds. Or you, again, can go dynamic with that and release the tension, go back in. Trying to get a deeper stretch, though, each time on that hip flexor front area. I'll do it with the opposite leg. You might get a better view. So again, grabbing your right foot with your left hand and just bringing that left foot forward so that you can kind of lean in and stretch that hip flexor area. Really good quad stretch here too. And if you can, bring that chest up high. And again, you can either do that static, trying to stretch a little deeper each breath, or releasing and dynamically going deeper. So that is the lizard pose. The second one is the scorpion stretch. Some of you might be familiar with this one. Basically laying on your stomach for this. Your arms are out just above 90. And then let's start with the left leg. You're going to bring that left foot over the back, and you should feel a stretch in your right shoulder, and then a kind of an opening up of your thoracic area. And you don't want to touch the ground with this. You just want to let it hover. You get a little more of a stretch out of it that way. And again, you can hold these for 30 seconds. Or if you want, you can do these dynamically by rotating each side. Just make sure those arms are straight, slightly above 90 with those hands, arms, and really feeling that stretch. Keeping that leg hovering, not touching the ground with that foot. Scorpion stretch. So 30 seconds each side of those, about a minute total time for each of those movements. That's your cool down. All right, congratulations. You have graduated into a new shutdown challenge. The last one was challenging, to say the least, especially at the very end with all those reps that have accumulated. Nobody expected to be closed this long, but thanks for challenging yourselves and sticking with it. We've got a new challenge for you starting today, Saturday, April 18th. All right, so the new challenge has accumulating 1 full minute of elbow planking. Also, after that, accumulating 1 full minute of hollow holds. After that, you're gonna do 48 push-ups, more push-ups, but think how ready you'll be for Murph. And then after the 48 push-ups, you're gonna do 10 light, emphasize light goblet squats. Okay? So this is going to increase daily by 5 seconds on the holds for the plank and the hollow hold, by 1 push-up, and by 2 light goblet squats each day that we continue to be closed due to this virus that's out there. All right, so let's show you the movements. Elbow plank, you probably know, but I'm going to show you. Down on those elbows. On the balls of those toes. Your core is engaged. You're pressing down, pressing into that ground with your elbows and your feet, your toes. Really pressing down, really squeezing the abs. Squeezing pretty much every possible muscle you can during this hold to get the most out of it. All right, that is your elbow plank. Hollow hold. Make that bowl with your body. Leg raise, arms up and out. Make sure your shoulders are off the ground. Basically only touching the ground from the center of your back to your tailbone and holding. Engage that core. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push-ups. Push-ups you know. Push-ups you love. And start in that full plank position. Down, chest to the ground. Elbows are in, either 45 degrees or tighter, and up. Push-up. Now if you don't have the full strict push-up, no problem. Go to your knees. Down, up, up. And if you need to scale that even further, find that coffee table, bench chair, side of your rig, and do your push-ups into that object. All right, then last but not least, goblet squats. This is not necessarily light, but it is a kettlebell in the goblet position. Elbows are in, nice and racked. Your goblet is hugging your chest. Squat stance for these. And you're going to start with that butt back. So push the butt and hips back, down, parallel or below, and back up. Have a blast with this shutdown challenge. It doesn't matter when during the day you do this. It is meant to be as well as your normal workout for the day. You can do it throughout the day, piece it up, do it throughout the day. You can do it before you go to bed. You can do it as soon as you wake up. It's your workout, it's your challenge. Just have fun with it. Thanks, guys. Hey folks, really appreciate you tuning in. Please do us a favor, press that like button, subscribe, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, like us, follow us. Stay healthy.